Hi, Scott here. Hope you're well. So not much happened yesterday. It's a bit quiet. We've got a few things to talk about today. Nothing really exciting, but hopefully the year's warming up slowly. Get us in the right frame of mind. Okay, so let's look at what I found for today. Hopefully your watch list is not too dissimilar. But as I said, it's not really that much. So a few things I kind of discarded because I wasn't really that impressed with it, and some of these may not play out at all because it's early in the day, and a lot of them are hopefully setting up. But let's get into what I do have here. We'll start off at the top of my list, Euro CAD. Okay, so we've had a pullback on the daily to the daily 20-50 zone, broken the daily 20. We've hit a level here, which is, I don't see there's much here. Can't really see too much around this level. Let's go back in time to really check it out. But it has kind of rejected for the last 3 days. Maybe that's all we need for it to carry on going to the upside. Right, so let's see what we've got. Got MACD was implying there was going to be a pullback, which there was. We now pull back to the halfway line on the RSI, which is a good kind of level to launch away from again. As you see on an uptrend, the RSI pulls back to the halfway line and then goes up to overbought, pulls back to the halfway line, up to overbought quite a while, now pull back to the halfway line, 50%, and now heading north again. So we could be on the way for another update today. So let's get into our hourly chart. I'll zoom into the hourly. MACD all looks good. High highs, high lows. Or this higher here is it's actually slightly lower, isn't it? There's a slight MACD divergence there. Very slightly. But this is getting higher. This is about the same, slightly lower. Elliott wave 1, 2, this is kind of wave 3 continuing. So we do get a pullback now to the 4-hour 50 and the 1-hour 50. The blue one is the 4-hour 50, the red one's the 1-hour 50, and they're converging quite nicely. On Euro CAD, which is not going to set up for another 6-7 hours, you'd expect. But then the 1 hour would have gone a little bit higher, 4 hour would be slightly higher. But if it does pull back from here, say, the 382 lines up pretty well with our fib drawn from this low here, which is the one that broke the 4-hour 50. Go a little bit higher, that might be a bit better. So see how that plays out in the next 6 to 8 hours. See they can give us a nice entry. That could be a nice Elliott wave 4 pullback on wave 5. So the profit target wouldn't be too high. Let's do a 618. If it did go up to here and pull back to about here somewhere, then 618, about these highs here. So it's still a couple of percent on offer, so that could still be a nice trade. We'll see how that one plays out. All right, let's go on to my watch this on here as well, make it easy. So dollar CAD. Again, you'll see a theme. CADs and yen seem to be the currencies of the day. Dollar CAD, we've had a pull back to this level here. Rejected it last night with the uptrend. Is this a level? It's testing it here, testing it here. Let's go way back to see if it's really a strong level or not. So it could be a reversal up to the 1-hour 50, or it could even be an ACB, a pullback to the daily 50 and the daily 20, and then we carry on its way back down again. Do a MACD here. MACD, yeah, dropping off very significantly. Big divergence there on the recent highs. So this high is slightly lower, but it's much lower on the MACD. So there's a bit of a divergence there. So we are going to get some lower prices, and therefore we get a quick pullback. We could be trading it lower. Let's have a look what we've got. We can see the green and the red line here, daily 50, daily 20. We could be pulling back to that level, or even just the 4-hour 50, and then continue back on our way back down again. We've just kind of broken the 1-hour 50, not that cleanly, wicks, so it's not really a clean break. If we get a nice clean break now, pull back, we could get a trade long to the 4-hour 50 or the daily 50, and then see what it looks like, but it might well be setting up for an ACB and back short again. So that's a possible trade for later on today. The rest of them are not setting up right at the moment. A few of them we looked at yesterday, actually, looking for the yen pairs to actually reverse. This is one we looked at, Aussie yen. Wasn't really any good sign of deceleration then, although we did have a nice high wick. But yesterday we had a great little doji, and that's implying we get a nice reversal here and carry on our way to the short side. So on the hourly chart, we have trend line we saw yesterday. It's broken back and retested it. Still not. It did break the 1-hour 50 briefly and then straight back up again. That's fine. So we're getting our deceleration now, which we saw on the daily chart. So now we want to see this pull back down below the 1-hour 50. So it does that, pull back. We can have a nice short trade there. So we're waiting for that one to see if it sets up. Okay, that's what CAD Swiss is doing. CAD Swiss is rejecting this level here, strong support level. It's gone up into the daily 20-50 zone, pulled back a bit. Looks like I might be doing an ABC correction back to the daily 50. Let's see what the 1 hour gives us. Gives any hint. So on the 1 hour, oh yeah, so we looked at this yesterday as an ACB, advanced continuous breakout. So pull back through the 1-hour 50 to the 4-hour 50. And if the 4-hour 50 holds, we could then be looking at going long again. And had you entered here, depending where you put your stop, generally your stop would be below these lows here somewhere. So you still be in the trade. We haven't yet cleanly broken the 1-hour 50 and stayed above it. So we'll look for that. I think the ACB now is really past. If you're in, hopefully you'll be okay. Otherwise, we're going to wait for a 1-hour 50 break, pull back, and then trade up to the highs. So it could be or even up to the daily 50. Got the choices there. So that could be a nice trade for later today. CAD yen. CAD yen, like all yen pairs, is stalling, looking as if we're going to go lower. Get some yen strength. So we've had 1, 2, 3, 4 days so far of going nowhere. Well, going sideways, I could say, I suppose. Looking for it to go short. On the 1 hour chart here, we have slightly higher highs, and we've had much lower highs on the MACD. So good MACD divergence, implying we are going to go lower. Still no real sign of breaking down yet. So we want to see this. There's no real trend line here, is there? It's a bit messy. Maybe there's a one through there somewhere. If you broke here briefly. So just breaking the 1-hour 50 now. If we break down a bit further, we could get two choices here. We can either get an IBO C, because we will have to trade through the 4-hour 50 to get before we get our pullback. IBOC, which case FP will be something like this. Go down to here, pull back to the 1-hour 50 and then trade it short. Or what could also happen is a nice strong breakdown when this does finally break through this trend line strongly, the 1-hour 50 strongly. Straight to the 4-hour 50 and then pull back for CBO. CPO is always the preference because we're not trading through the 4-hour 50. We've already broken it and retesting it. But we'll see how that plays out. We will see. Euro yen, what's that giving us? Again, we've been heading up to the daily 50 and we're slowing down. Doesn't quite reach the daily 50 yet. Is there a reason for it to stop here? Let's have a look at this level. Nothing really obvious. A few wicks touching it, but nothing really clean there. So we may continue up just to take the daily 50 before going down, or we may just reverse here. What does the hourly chart show us? Well, you can see a very strong MACD divergence, trending higher, and the highs are trending lower, mostly, but definitely lower than this one up here. Implying we are going to go short. The hourly candle at the moment is not showing that, but we'll see. And then trend line, maybe there is. Maybe there's one right back here. Maybe not looking great, is it? A few breaks of it, so not that clean. Back of the trend line, but we really want to see is a break of this 1-hour 50, and then we can, like all the other yen pairs, whichever one sets up best is the one to go for. And we want to see this break down, probably take the 4-hour 50 or go through it, pull back, and then take it short. So that could be one for later on. Look at pound Aussie. Pound Aussie, we have, what do we have here? Still at this support level. Looking like it's going to pull back to daily 50 before continuing going short. Nothing really obvious there. Weekly is not giving us anything more than monthly. It's got a rejection. Implying we are going to go short. But it's not the cleanest of pairs, so I hold too much against that. Right, here we are. We've actually broken the 1-hour 50 yesterday. Look at that. And the entry will be about now for a second IBO, or the first IBO here. It'll actually set up nicely. Yeah, it's set up perfectly. So if you manage to get in that on an entry order, you'd be looking pretty good right now. Although it's pulled back quite a lot. Well, there might be a chance of a discretionary secondary attempt at an IBO. Which is happening about now. Pound Aussie, any time of day, it's good. And yeah, it lines up as well. So MACD still looking okay. We're getting a lower with this low here on the MACD compared to this low. Uptrend still intact, got higher low, but there's a much lower low on the MACD. That is actually a good thing because that's implying that we're going to spring load and take off higher with some momentum. So that can still be a good trade to go long. So what I'm trying to say here is second IBO perhaps, probably too late by the time we see this video, or we just wait for the break of the 4-hour 50 pull back and then we take the trade long, and that can be yeah, late today, maybe tomorrow. Okay, pound yen. Pound yen is like other yen pairs, it's kind of stalling at a level. We're rejecting we've reached the daily 20 here, and it's kind of rejected it. Doji yesterday implying that we are looking at going lower. On the 1-hour chart, we have trending upwards with a very strong MACD divergence, implying we are going to go lower. We need to see a break below the 1-hour 50, pull back, and find a short trade in there. And Kiwi yen, probably not too dissimilar. Again, pulling up, decelerating. We've got this long trend line that goes back forever. It still seems to be respected. And that wick we had a couple of days ago was not really enough deceleration. It seems to have a slightly up day yesterday. And today we'll see if we get rejection or not. On the hourly chart, we can see strong MACD divergence back here. and 1 hour 50 still not broken. So again, we're waiting for that 1 hour 50 break. The trend line, which is during yesterday, looks pretty good. Broken, retesting, and hopefully that'll hold. Wait for the 1 hour 50 and then give us an IBO short, or maybe even a CBO short. See how that one goes. And last one we'll look at is Kiwi dollar. Rejection off the daily 50, heading up towards this strong level here, which is a strong SI level, which has a fair bit of strength looking back. Even recently, this is high here, testing it here. Right, so decelerating, looks like we're going to just go to the low, go short for today. We saw what it looks like on the hourly chart. We had a big run up during the NFP news, kind of going sideways since then. MACD wise, we have a MACD divergence for those two highs there, which gave us this pullback. So nothing really on until we see a break of the 1 hour 50, and then when we get that break, pull back, we can even be trading that short down towards the 30-50. So we need proof of trend change. We've got a trend change actually on the 1 hour. We've got lower highs and lower lows. We need to see a break of the 1 hour 50 to really give us a nice setup there. And that's what I have for you. So there's a few things that may play out later today. And my video, it's not working. Okay, so yeah, keep an eye on those things. A few of them might play out, might set up nicely. Not really that exciting. There's no real perfect looking setups there, but the year is young. All right, so we'll see how we go as the year progresses. I wish you all the best in the markets. It is 10:30 a.m. local time, so plenty of time before the UK opens. If you want some free training on this, you're a member of ProTrader, then scottprotrader.com. If you go to that website, you'll be able to sign up for lots of free training and information. And then if you're interested, come and learn this skill. I will speak to you tomorrow. You have a great day. I will see you then. Take care.